Okay. I will give you an answer. I'll give an example here. I'm not just talking theory. I'll give an example here. An example. I was trained as an engineer, actually. I studied engineering. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a real world. And I tell you what, I sometimes look at these granite paving stones on the edge of the pavement, and I think to myself, that's how hard this world is. It's as hard as granite paving stones. Thank you very much. Anyway, pressing on. I'll give you an example. All these many appeals which our members receive regularly with the party chairman's signature on the bottom, those appeals for funds and support are not written by the party leadership. They are produced by this outside businessman. We now have, it seems, a party leadership that cannot, or does not, certainly does not, cannot write to its own members. A leadership that cannot write to its own members and say, we need your support in this campaign, we need you to reach your wallets and your checkbooks in this campaign. The leadership clearly is incapable of doing that because they've outsourced it to an outside businessman. I'll pose this question, because I've had some eyeballs bulge at me recently. Because I've been going around asking our members to support Eddie Butler's challenge and to sign his nomination paper. And I had one, when I told this to one man, a good member of ours, somewhere in South London, he said to me, a very good question. How do you know all this, Richard? How do you know all this? And I thought, geez, that's a good question. How do I know it all? Because I got it off the Advisory Council, of which I am a member. And I have no doubt, if I know it, everybody should know it. The members have a right to know what's going on in our party. Yeah. We are a democratic party. We have a right to know. And this man then said to me, Richard, I'll sign your form. And after he signed it, he looked at his signature. And I said to him, if anybody asks you, Mr. I'm not going to say his name, I wouldn't wish to embarrass this chap, I've got his signature. I said, anybody asks you why you signed that form, I said, tell them Richard Edmonds told you that Dowson gets £2,000 a week. He said, he's a businessman actually, a businessman. He says to me, £2,000 a week. £2,000 a week. I'll sign your form, he said. I'll sign your form. Who amongst the members knows this? Who amongst the members knows that all these appeals for help and support are not written by the chairman but written by an outside businessman? Who knows amongst the members that every week as the donations come in, who knows that the first £2,000 every week goes to an outside businessman? Who knows that? Now finally, I'm going to conclude now, because we want to hear what Eddie's got to say, and there's very important questions and answers. This is a BNP meeting for BNP members, run by BNP rules. In conclusion, I have absolutely nothing against Jim Dowson. Jim Dowson's a businessman. I spent a whole weekend in his company, at the meetings and all that. He is a very dynamic fellow. He speaks the Northern Irish accent. I won't attempt to imitate it, but he's a powerful driving speaker, I can tell you. Bloody hell, he's a powerful driving speaker. And it took all my abilities with my first-class honours degree and my MSc in applied maths to keep up with the fellow. I can tell you that. He really does power on. He's a powerful speaker. He's a salesman. I've got nothing against him, absolutely nothing whatsoever. But as I said to Jim Dowson on the Advisory Council in front of the leadership of his party, very politely, of course, because I'm a very polite chap, as you know. I said, well, I am very polite. One should always be diplomatic in this world. I said, Mr. Dowson, we shouldn't be employing you. A leadership election is a procedure written into our constitution whereby the members hold the leadership to account for their stewardship of the party. Fellow members, this challenge by Eddie Butler is timely and most worthy of your support. Thank you very much.